Hi, Wendy. Hi, everybody. Denise Venturelli with New Venture Realty. Today on Venturing Out with Denise, I have Wendy Zanders with me. She is a professional organizer and also your declutter coach. She's passionate about helping families to collect memories and experiences and not things. But Wendy can talk more about that. And Wendy, I'm so glad to have you. So tell me, how did you get into this business that we all can struggle with? Absolutely. So tell
Thank
me.
you so much for having me, Denise. I'm so excited to be here and talk to your community and mine about decluttering before you move. I am Wendy Zanders, your Declutter Coach, and I work with overwhelmed families as well as special needs families. And I help them declutter their homes and their papers, whether it's in person here in the West Valley in Arizona or virtual decluttering, as well as virtual in my membership. So I'm so excited to be able to help anybody all over the world. When I got into this business, growing up, I was not always an organized person. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, and when I moved to America, we moved to Maryland, and I joined the United States Army when I was 17. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I was so excited. It was one of the best decisions I made as a young adult, I will say. And I'm just so proud. And when I joined, I took this test. It was called an ASVAB. So pretty much it tells you, would you be great as a mechanic? Maybe you're good in finance. Maybe you're good in logistics. And I score very high for logistics. So pretty much what I did in the military, I took our unit. You can think we had like our own personal Staples or an Office Max or something like that, and we were in charge of maintaining that. So when we took it over, we had 1,000 rubber bands, but no pens, no pencils, no paper, no nothing, and we had to organize that. So I take chaos and I make it beautiful. And then, and then also I was in charge of our arms room. So we had to make sure all weapons and ammunition was accounted for. And I was in charge of that. When I took it over, it was dusty. It smelled like burnt oil, and weapons were missing. We had no idea where they were. And I turned it into something beautiful. Now we know when the weapons are out and when nobody knows where they are, well, there's documentation saying that they're out for service, or here's the paperwork so you can track weapons that's coming in and out. So I take things and I make it beautiful. And now I get to translate that into homes where I can take chaos, or I can take something that's cluttered and turn it into something beautiful where people will love to collect memories and experiences and not things.
Nice. Nice. Wow. Wow. So I put together some questions because I'm so ecstatic just to have you and for my viewers to listen to what you do, because I think that some of my viewers could use your business. So with that, so why would someone like myself, or why would they hire you? Why? I know it says Declutter Coach. Do you come in and you just declutter me, or tell me more about that?
Actually, next Saturday, May 30th, will be my 3rd year in business. And when I started my
Congratulations.
business, thank you. When I started my business 3 years ago, my business was called Functional Organizing with Wendy. And I wanted to focus on the organizing. But what I realized, a lot of my clients, they wanted me to come in and they would go off to work and I would be in their home. And I would say, wait a minute, we need to declutter, but you're at work. I need you to help me with the decluttering. And after about a couple of months, a couple of sessions, I realized I don't like the organizing piece so much. I love to get down and dirty into the decluttering, because once you declutter, then the organizing is so much easier. Once you work side by side with me, that's why I say I'm your declutter coach, because I work side by side with you. You get to feel the pinch. You get to feel the exhaustion of all the things that you've had in your home, because when you do the work with me, you get to enjoy the benefit of saying, I did that. Mm-hmm. So instead of coming home to a organized house and then in a couple of months it's messy again because you didn't learn how to declutter, or you didn't learn how to get it organized and keep it.
Right. So then they don't go back to those bad habits.
Right. Having a maintenance, like I'll come in maybe twice a year and we can do a maintenance, but you don't need me to come and say, okay, Wendy, I went shopping again and now my whole house is a mess again. But we do small tweakings. A lot of times with people with organizing, they will say, do you want me to come in and help you organize your 50 purses? that's not what I do. But if something has happened, for me, I struggle with PTSD, depression, anxiety, and ADD. So when I'm working with my clients, I teach them my techniques that I had to help myself get out of as well. So
Oh,
when they
wow.
say, why would I hire you? There are so many professional organizers out there. I don't say that I'm a professional organizer. I like to say I'm your declutter coach because it says exactly what I do and who I do it for. So for
Yes.
me, that's what differentiates me from other people. Yeah, you can throw a dart onto Google and find someone, but I'm
Yeah.
the one that can say, I have struggled and I've helped myself get out of this, and I can walk alongside you and help you do the same. That's why
Yeah.
I work with
Perfect.
special needs families and overwhelmed families as well.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. So what advice would you give someone that's looking to move and needs to declutter?
Yes. So I love
Because
this.
sometimes I walk into homes and I'm like, whoa, okay.
I love this
I
topic.
give them a list. Do you give them a list?
You know, when we were in Maryland, we just moved here from Maryland last June, and I'm in Buckeye now. And when I was decluttering, we had a 3-level townhouse, and we knew we were moving into a single family house, but it was smaller in square footage. So I had to downsize ourselves in a 6-week time
Yeah.
frame.
Yeah.
So for me, if you are looking to move, if you're looking to move 90 days out, this is how I help my clients. I will come into their homes 1 session per week because it is overwhelming for me to come in for the next 30 days. If you're saying you're moving in 30 days, yes, I can still help you. But if you really don't want it to be so overwhelming, so I'm saying if you're moving the next 90 days, or you're saying that, you know what, I'm looking to move next year, sell our house and downsize, sell a house and, do whatever. I come in 1 session a week or 1 session every 2 weeks, and we focus on a room. I used to be an executive assistant and project manager at the Food and Drug Administration as a federal employee before I went full time in my business. So
Yeah.
I take your whole house as a project, and we do an inventory room by room. Before I moved here, I was working with realtors, and they would hand me a list and say, "This is the spaces I would love for you to help my clients with, so you can get your pictures, so you can get your house listed. Maybe you have an open house coming, but there's too much things in the way." So I
Right.
work on that list with the client, and we start boxing up. Maybe use the garage as your personal storage unit. Start boxing up some things and putting it out in the garage ready to go. So when your house sells, you're halfway packed,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. So that's a good point that you brought up. Do you recommend that they get like those little pods too, or do you just put everything in the
I
garage?
I don't, I mean, I know the realtor may have their own specific way, but if you're looking to move 90 days, but you have a pod for 90 days, that's a lot of money. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I know we're talking about here in Arizona specifically, but maybe somebody's listening and maybe they're in Maryland that have a basement, or maybe they have a she shed. That's my new word, my she shed, or casita or something like that, where you can use a room and say, this is going to be our storage, where we're boxing up the main house and putting things out there. When somebody's looking for, if somebody's coming to look at the house and they're looking at the garage, it is okay to have a wall full of boxes because people know that you're moving out. They would rather see those boxes in the garage than all over the inside the house.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah. So
Yeah.
instead of getting a pod and spending extra money having this pod for 90 days in your driveway or on the side of the road or something like that, set up a room in your house and make that a storage unit.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. There you go. So, I have a question. I'm just looking at
No,
my
go ahead.
question. Tell me, what other services do you offer?
Yes. So I offer in-person decluttering here in the West Valley in person. I can come in and, like I said, if you're looking to move 90 days out, 6 months out, whatever that time frame is, I can come in and we can set up that service. I also offer virtual decluttering for people. Maybe they're in a different area. Maybe you're looking to move from Arizona to Michigan or from Arizona to Maryland, and you need to have something set up on the other side. and maybe we've worked on this side and you want me to help you on the other side. Well, that's virtual decluttering, and I can help you there as well. And then also,
Oh, wow. So I bet you that is working now,
yes.
especially. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Instead of going into people's homes.
yeah, and especially working with my prior clients from Maryland, they've always said, please create something so we can continue working with you. But it was so hard being out here. But now it's you can do that because you want to be able to be flexible, and just have different ways of working with clients. So the virtual decluttering has worked.
Yeah. I think you already answered this, but my question was, how do you help my clients prep?
Yes.
But I think you answered that.
Yep. So we are going to, as you are decluttering to get your house on the market for pictures or open house, we start, I take your whole house, I break it down room by room, and then we start, I know a lot of times realtors want me to focus on the kitchen, the master bedroom, and I think the master closet. Those are the 3 hot spots for pictures. So we start there, getting those
absolutely
as we work on the rest of the house. So if you know someone is looking to move 90 days out or more, that's a great strategy. So it's not overwhelming to help with that.
Yeah, yeah. So what surprises you in your work with your clients?
When it comes to clients that are moving, it doesn't surprise me, but the clients are, when we're decluttering some spaces, they'll say, I have stuff out in the garage and I've moved 3 times and I haven't undone that box yet. And they're getting ready to move again. So some people will say, I just want to throw out this box. I haven't opened it in 10 years. And that surprises me because me personally, I have to, even though I know I haven't looked in a box for 10 years, just so you can be cleansed, just so you can know what it is that you're getting rid of, I always encourage them, just look through the box, even if you just kind of flip, and decide, I really don't need this, and then we can get rid of it. But sometimes, because what's going to happen, you don't want to move to the next house and say, I'm missing something. Well, it was maybe that box that you never unpacked. So for me, just like a cleansing, decluttering is so cleansing and freeing. I always encourage my clients to get into those boxes that you haven't seen in 4 years or 4 moves ago. Don't feel embarrassed. I talk about my journey with my depression and how my house fell away, even though I was an organized person. So I am non-judgmental and very compassionate. So no judgment on my end. If there's something that's been 20 years, 30 years, whatever that is, let's get into those boxes and let you be free from those.
Well, 25 years ago, I moved here from Massachusetts, and it was a job relocation. So the company that was relocating me out here came in and packed me up.
Yes.
So that was my first time ever moving. They came in, packed everything up, put it on a truck, dropped it, at my new place. And then a couple of years later, I'm getting ready to move, and I was so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I didn't know where to start. How do you help? I mean, you look at it. I mean, is it back to that's what you do? You go in and help people like me?
Yeah. And
I just don't know where to start.
And that's the thing. Sometimes you're paralyzed by, I can't make a decision and I'm paralyzed. I don't know where to start. So for me, let's say, for example, you're getting ready to move. Maybe you've had 4 kids. They're now all grown. Maybe your last baby just graduated high school and they're moving out. So it's just you and your husband. Maybe it's just you. And you were like, what do I do with all of this stuff? So when I come in, or I'm doing my consultations are free. So we'll do a 20-minute free consultation on Zoom, just like this. And what we do, I always say, if you can close your eyes and you can snap your fingers, what is that first space you would like to say, if I can just get this done, I can sleep so much better. I can start taking the next step. Because what I do, I take somebody who is stuck and then we take the next right step. And that is how I helped myself when I was working with my therapist. She said, how can I better support you? And I said, I want to be able to get my house back organized. I said, I used to love to cook and my kitchen is a mess. We've been eating off of paper products because I didn't have time to clean or, do dishes and things like that. So we stopped doing the dishes and we got paper products. While I was able to heal myself, we went to paper products, we were eating out, we were getting prepped meal from my Costco and things like that. And I said, I want to be able to get back into my kitchen. So pretty much I snapped my fingers And my kitchen was the first thing that we did. So she held me accountable for our next session. So what I do with my clients, when you snap your fingers and you say, this is where I want to start, then we take inventory of that first space. And then we take that next first step. I'm not looking for you to say, okay, this is what I want to do. You tell me what you want to do. And then I walk side by side with you to take that next right step.
That's great. That's great, Wendy.
Before you know, you're packed up and ready to move into your next
right, right. Well, I think I already have the answer to this question, but tell everyone how you're different. How are you different from other organizers or declutter companies?
Because I struggle. Not everybody have that. Not everybody have struggles. That's professional organizers. Some professional organizers are doing it because they're great at it, and that's fine. But for me, what differentiates me from everybody, from other organizers, is my struggle. And I always tell people, if you have a struggle, don't shy away. Don't not talk about it. I talk about it all the time because I want to normalize. Mental health is a real thing. And I think people should talk about it. Don't shy away from it. So when you talk about your own struggles, you take the sting out of it. Don't let somebody throw your struggles in your face. You talk about it and you normalize it. And I think that is what makes me unique from everyone else. People will find me, they'll say, I found you on Google, and they will look me up. And because I talked about my struggle, they were like, I went with you because you understand. You understand.
Yeah. You can relate. Yes. So the big question, has COVID affected your business?
Yes.
How did you adapt?
Yes. At the end of March, I had 5 clients lined up for April. And the one client called me and she said, I need to reschedule for the end of April because I have health issues. So she rescheduled. And then once she rescheduled, I looked at the other 4 clients and I said, you know what, I should probably start canceling and rescheduling my clients. And it was tough. My income for April was on its way to 0. And not that I was afraid, but I was like, how can I quickly pivot my business? How can I refocus my business during this downtime? And
exactly.
And creating a virtual presence was something that was my end of 2020 goal. So pretty much all I had to do was fast track it. So I looked at what I was doing for my membership that I was planning, and I said, all right, this is what we're doing now. So we was able to quickly pivot and turn it online. I mean, my income is not the same, but I am so grateful that now I can serve even more people. And my membership is going great. I have a virtual decluttering client. Actually, we're meeting this afternoon from Maryland, and things are just going really, really great. And right now, just try something. Don't worry that it may not work. But right now, if your income is on its way to 0, try something.
Exactly. You can't go under a rock during these times.
Right. And I wanted to say, you know what, this will pass. I'm just going to lay low and chill.
No.
That's not me. I can't sit and do nothing. Get out. I'm like the Energizer Bunny. I like to get out there. And what's happened, I told my kids, I'm like, well, I don't have any decluttering clients. So who wants to get their rooms decluttered? They were not happy. I was decluttering something. My kids were like, please do somebody else. Don't bother me, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Declutter their room. What else are you going to do? Declutter it again. So it's been great. So I look at COVID-19 as a blessing. I know a lot of businesses are not doing great right now, but as long as you try something and keep fighting, I think we'll all be better on the other side. And don't not do something. On the other side of COVID, we want to be able to come out stronger on the other side, not look back and say, I wasted those 2 or 3 months, you know.
Right. Great advice. Yes. My gosh. So tell everybody, how can we get a hold of you, Wendy?
Yes. So you can find me on my website. You can find all of my socials on there. I am on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and also on YouTube. WendyZanders.com. That's Wendy, ZANDERS.com. And then also on there, you will see links to my membership, to virtual decluttering. I'm also a speaker and author. So if you need someone to speak to your group, I'm able to do that as well. So everything is on my website. And also my phone number is 623-466-3601. You can call and text, and we can schedule a 20-minute consultation as well.
And your email's simple too. It's wendy@wendyzanders.com.
Yes.
How simple is that?
Yes. Keep it simple.
Yes, there you go. Well, I loved having you. I'm so glad that you took the time out to do this with me.
Yes. Thank you so much
Yes.
for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks, Wendy. Take care.
Bye, everyone.